The space tourism industry is stuck in its billionaire phase. What a growing space tourism industry could mean for jobs, economic growth, environmental protection, education, culture, and global peace. For millionaires and billionaires, space tourism is the next step in the human race's exploration of space. Fortunately, advanced technology, space station construction, and new knowledge of space travel have opened the door for a new type of leisure for potential space tourists in 2022. Hey folks, welcome back to Unlimited Money. In this video, we are going to find out how billionaires prod the space industry. But before we begin, make sure you subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our amazing videos. And let's begin! Richard Branson's lavish space vacation on Sunday signaled the beginning of a new space age for the few who can afford it. Jeff Bezos is set to embark on a similar journey next Tuesday when he launches into space with 3 other people on Blue Origin's first crewed flight. The 2 billionaires validate their business tourism rockets and, according to them, fulfill lifelong dreams of catching a glimpse of space. But as the Virgin Galactic mission on Sunday demonstrated, and as Bezos' flight will demonstrate, space is nearly open, not for you and me or the general public, but for more billionaires. Opening up the universe to the general public and normalizing space travel are goals that companies and their billionaire backers have been pursuing for years, but have yet to achieve. Beyond launching the wealthy into space, there is economic potential for microgravity research for scientists and, a much more distant goal, rapid transport between continents. This is the vision they are selling with these flashy flights. Once the domain of government astronauts, space travel could now be available to the general public. It's difficult at first. Isn't this the dream? This space is no longer just for NASA, said Kathy Lueders, NASA's human spaceflight director who oversaw the development of SpaceX's Crew Dragon astronaut capsule during a press conference the month of April. I think that's what we're attempting. What we hoped for was that you would have so many customers that the price would eventually be affordable, accessible. It's difficult at first. Due to the high cost of new space technologies, flying in space is currently only available to the ultra-rich. The Virgin Galactic launch of Richard Branson was one of the final key test missions to validate its brilliant 6-seat spaceplane, Spaceship Two, but it was also a meticulously planned marketing event, complete with flashy promotional videos and keynote speeches. Inspirations and a pop concert are all intended to draw more attention and customers. Customers will have to pay at least $250,000 for a seat to live their own version of Branson's dream. The company already has around 600 booked passengers. And right now, a $250,000 price is the cheapest option on the market. A seat on Blue Origin's new Shepard rocket could cost more. And if you want to spend a few days in orbit, a ride on SpaceX's Crew Dragon capsule will cost you at least $55 million. And that could be higher too, because SpaceX has not publicly confirmed the actual price. There's still a long way to go in terms of lowering prices. While Branson and Bezos' flights into space are significant milestones for their space tourism businesses, the space industry is still a long way from being able to offer its services to the general public. They will have to overcome several obstacles to get there. Can these rockets safely transport humans on multiple missions? Can the market withstand a hiccup, such as a fatal accident, and maintain its reputation? And instead of just the ultra-rich, can anyone buy a space ticket the same way they can book an expensive flight? Then there's the court of public opinion, which can be challenging to win. Bezos, Branson, and Elon Musk's space ambitions have been criticized as yet another example of billionaires spending money on passion projects when there are places and causes where their funds could be better spent. The United States alone faces vast wealth disparities, limited access to health care, and a rapidly changing climate, among other issues that make space tourism appear insulting and selfish to many. Senator Bernie Sanders, one of the most outspoken critics of billionaires, emphasized this point as the race for private space heats up. Here on Earth, in the wealthiest country on the planet, half of our population lives on paychecks, people struggle to eat, struggle to see a doctor, but hey, the wealthiest guys on the planet are in space, he tweeted. I can understand that, Branson says, of Senator Sanders' criticisms on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert on July 14th. However, I believe they are underinformed about what space does for Earth. Branson, like other space advocates, cites technologies that have benefited from space investments, such as hardwired GPS capabilities in smartphones, weather tracking services, and research and communication. Climate change modeling from low Earth orbit satellites. Many of these investments were made with public funds, and it's unclear what spin-off developments might emerge from the still developing private space tourism industry. We have to face the fact that billionaires looking to make more money are currently the public face of the space industry. As long as the space industry relies on billionaire funds to build spacecraft for billionaire customers, the perception that this is a hobby for the wealthy will persist. We have to confront the fact that billionaires seeking to increase their fortunes are currently the public face of the space industry, said Brian Whedon, director of the Secure World Foundation. Putting names to new industries is not unusual in and of itself. Since the 1920s and 1930s, Charles Lindbergh, the first solo pilot to cross the Atlantic Ocean, has helped propel commercial aviation. The same can be said of Steve Jobs or Bill Gates at the dawn of the computer, Office at the end of the 20th century. Skeptics and critics existed in these industries as well. The first planes built by the Wright brothers were met with skepticism in the United States, and senior military officials dismissed aviation as a passing fad. Any man who sticks to it is either insane or a fool, U.S. Admiral William A. Moffett, who would later adopt aviation under the direction of the Navy's Bureau of Aeronautics, said. And back in 1943, when computers were enormous room-sized objects, IBM president Thomas Watson dismissed their potential. I think there's a global market for maybe 5 computers. From development to routine operations, there is a fairly steep learning curve. Theft has become all too common. Computers have become more affordable and widely used. And as computers became more accessible to more markets and a wider range of consumers, people discovered new ways to use them, according to Carissa Christensen, CEO of Bryce Tech, a technology and space industry analysis firm. There will be a fairly steep learning curve as companies move from the process of developing and testing a capability to running it on a regular basis, Christensen predicted. Space tourism may follow in the footsteps of computers or airplanes, but there's no guarantee that it will be successful. Part of this is due to the fact that there is no one-size-fits-all solution for lowering the cost of launching people into space. Virgin Galactic earlier this year unveiled a new version of Spaceship Two designed for rapid production rates, indicating that the company is preparing to deal with its large backlog and reopen ticket sales, which had been closed for a long time. During a test flight in 2014, a fatal accident occurred. Branson's presence on Sunday's flight also served to reassure passengers about the ship's safety. Musk's SpaceX spacecraft, a fully reusable launch system in development, is aimed at improving rocket fuel efficiency to bring the cost of sending humans into space down. But once again, the nature of these next-generation awards is unknown. Musk did not specify how much potential passengers would pay to fly aboard Starship, and like Blue Origin and Virgin Galactic, it has not disclosed the price of its new space plane, Spaceship 3, nor has Blue Origin disclosed the price of its New Shepard. At the moment, it's unclear which one, if any, will succeed. For the time being, billionaire money controls space tourism, and whether or not the industry can mature from the show will depend less on Bezos or Branson fulfilling their childhood dreams of flying in space, and more on lowering construction costs, rockets, and the cost of flying them. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Feel free to let us know what you think about the video. And if you liked it, please leave a like and make sure you subscribe to our channel for more great things. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.